and Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. Will Smith movie Concussion has put the spotlight back on the dangers of football. Smith portrays Dr. Bennet Omalu, the Nigerian immigrant who was the first to publish research on the degenerative brain disease he called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE.
And then beyond that, in hearing Dr. Omalu's story, I actually got inspired in the way that he talked about America. You know, he's a Nigerian immigrant who has stars in his eyes about the American dream. So when he discovered this, he sort of rekindled for me the beauty of what this country is, and he kept saying, this is not how Americans are supposed to solve problems. So I got inspired about his story and telling his story to the world.
Omalu, a forensic pathologist, noticed something strange in 2002 when performing an autopsy of Mike Webster, a famous former player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the years following his retirement, Webster suffered from mental and financial problems. He died at age 50 of a heart attack, Omalu said. I remember that moment very vividly. I was so downcast, totally confused, and I felt I had let down Mike Webster, Omalu recalled. Omalu took it upon himself to find the source of Webster's mental problems in the years before his death. A deeply religious man, Omalu believes the spirit is alive after death, and talks with his patients accordingly. I said to him, Mike, I will get to the bottom of this. I think there is something wrong with you. Omalu ordered special tests, and even took the brain home for 6 months to investigate. When looking through stained slides, he told GQ he discovered accumulations of tau proteins, which are associated with diseases like Alzheimer's. He searched the scientific literature for similar cases involving football players, but found nothing. This was a new disease, and needed a new name. Omalu settled on chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Chronic means long-term, Omalu says. Traumatic means associated with trauma. Encephalopathy means a bad brain. The goal, Omalu said, was to brand the term CTE, not to sell anything, but to create awareness. It was more likely to be impactful, he said. If I had just published it as a case report without a name in a scientific journal, it would have just fizzled and become swallowed up by the body of existing literature. He found that repetitive impact to the head, like the players take in football, causes microscopic injuries in the brain. Hundreds of these blows over time cause permanent brain damage. Sometimes it may take weeks, months, years, decades, sometimes up to 40 years later, and you will now begin to manifest with symptoms like mood disorders, major depression, suicidal attempts, suicides, loss of intelligence. You begin to lose your learned behavior, Omalu said. Omalu's research on CTE had an impact, but not the one he expected. When the NFL responded aggressively, he was genuinely surprised. He thought professional football would welcome his research as a way to enhance the lives and safety and health of the players, Omalu said. The NFL made a very calculated attempt, very mean attempt to decapitate me professionally, he said.
Dr. Omalu, do you have a medical degree?
Yes, from the University of Nigeria at Enugu, Nigeria. And I did my residency at Columbia University Medical School in New York.
I also have master's degrees in public health and epidemiology. In addition, I am a certified physician executive with a specialty in emergency medicine.
They sent a very, very strong letter accusing me of fraud. Accusing me of practicing something that was not science, insinuating I was a voodoo doctor. Calling me all types of names. Still, Omalu said he never considered retracting his research. I had met the families of the sufferers of this disease. They were suffering in silence, they were suffering in obscurity. And it offended my sense of America. I used my knowledge and education to become the voice for the voiceless. To make a difference and enhance the lives of these players. Omalu said he's happy with the way Concussion tells his story. He said he was involved in the whole process of production and wanted to ensure it was historically accurate. And how about Will Smith playing him on the big screen? I think Will Smith did a phenomenal job. Will Smith's acting reaffirms my belief in the American perfection, Omalu said. Bennet Ifeakindu Omalu, born September 30, 1968, is a Nigerian-American physician, forensic pathologist and neuropathologist who was the first to discover and publish findings on chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, in American football players while working at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office in Pittsburgh. He later became the chief medical examiner for San Joaquin County, California, and is a professor at the University of California, Davis, Department of Medical Pathology and Laboratory Medicine. He is currently the president and medical director of Bennet Omalu Pathology. Omalu is of Igbo ancestry, formerly Igbo, and was born in Nokwa, Idemili South, Anambra in southeastern Nigeria on September 30, 1968, the sixth of 7 siblings. He was born during the Nigerian Civil War, which caused his family to flee from their home in the predominant Igbo village of Enugu Ukwu in southeastern Nigeria. They returned 2 years after Omalu's birth. Omalu's mother was a seamstress and his father a civil mining engineer and community leader in Enugu Ukwu. The family name, Omalu, is a shortened form of the surname, Onyemalukwube, which translates to "he who knows, speaks." Omalu began his primary school at age 3 and earned entrance into the Federal Government College Enugu for secondary school. He attended medical college starting at age 16 at the University of Nigeria, in Nsukka. After graduation with a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, MBBS, in June 1990, he completed a clinical internship, followed by 3 years of service work doctoring in the Highland city of Jos. He became disillusioned with Nigeria after presidential candidate Moshood Abiola failed to win the Nigerian presidency during an inconclusive election in 1993 and began to search for scholarship opportunities in the United States. Omalu first came to Seattle, Washington in 1994 to complete an epidemiology fellowship at the University of Washington. In 1995, he left Seattle for New York City, where he joined Columbia University's Harlem Hospital Center for a residency training program in anatomic and clinical pathology. Before residency, he trained as a forensic pathologist under noted forensic consultant Cyril Wecht at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office in Pittsburgh. Omalu became particularly interested in neuropathology. Omalu holds 7 advanced degrees and board certifications, and later received fellowships in pathology and neuropathology through the University of Pittsburgh in 2000 and 2002 respectively, a Master of Public Health, MPH, in epidemiology in 2004 from University of Pittsburgh Graduate School of Public Health, and a Master of Business Administration, MBA, from Tepper School of Business at Carnegie Mellon University in 2008. Omalu served as Chief Medical Examiner of San Joaquin County, California from 2007. Omalu's autopsy of former Pittsburgh Steelers player Mike Webster in 2002 led to the re-emergence of awareness of a neurologic condition associated with chronic head trauma called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, which had been previously described in boxers and other professional athletes. Webster had died suddenly and unexpectedly following years of struggling with cognitive and intellectual impairment, destitution, mood disorders, depression, drug abuse, and suicide attempts. Although Webster's brain looked normal at autopsy, Omalu conducted independent and self-financed tissue analyses. He suspected that Webster suffered from dementia pugilistica, which is a form of dementia that is induced by repeated blows to the head, a condition found previously in boxers. Using specialized staining, Omalu found large accumulations of tau protein in Webster's brain, which affect mood, emotions, and executive functions similar to the way that clumps of beta-amyloid protein contribute to Alzheimer's disease. Together with colleagues in the Department of Pathology at the University of Pittsburgh, Omalu published his findings in the journal Neurosurgery in 2005 in a paper entitled Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy in a National Football League Player. In November 2006, Omalu published a second neurosurgery paper based on his findings in the brain of former NFL player Terry Long, who suffered from depression and died by suicide in 2005. Though Long died at 45, Omalu found tau protein concentrations more consistent with a 90-year-old brain with advanced Alzheimer's. As with Mike Webster, Omalu asserted that Long's football career had caused later brain damage and depression. Omalu's efforts to study and publicize CTE in the face of NFL opposition were reported in a GQ magazine article in 2009 by journalist Jean-Marie Lascaz. The article was later expanded by Lascaz into a book, Concussion, Penguin Random House, 2015, and adapted into a drama film of the same name. In the film, Omalu, portrayed by Will Smith, is the central character. The movie's production led to the creation of a foundation named after Omalu to advance CTE and concussion research. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.